games. I mean, now I'm just living the moment, trying to work as hard as I can, and just enjoy the present. Enjoy the present.
Just an inspiring story, Greg. It gives you perspective on why you should be grateful for everything you have.
Kevin, without a doubt, Capella's upbringing helped shape him, and the hard work he continues to put in is really admirable.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Volanos. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
And we know energy and effort go hand in hand, and they won't be denied playing with a bunch of energy, easily coming up with those offensive rebounds, too.
Here are the five Portland has to start the second quarter. The forwards are Evans and Collins. Rodney Hood out there with Seth Curry, and it's Cantor in its center. Trailblazers trail by 3. Now Turner. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Hood up top, guarded by Shumpert. To the paint, here's Cantor. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Bill Commissioner Adam Silver believes the 2K Esports League will have the staying power of the NBA, WNBA, the G League. A pretty powerful comment to make.
And I hope he's right, because I want to be the lead color guy. I want us to be the team. Why can't it be us, Kevin Harlan?
Are you kidding me?
Let's do that. Cut me the check.
Sign
As Rasheed Wallace
up.
would say, CTC. Cut the check.
Bill Simmons is here.
I'm ready.
Now here's Rivers, following the miss by Rodney Hood. Rivers finds Tucker. No good from outside. Trailblazers trail by 3. Curry deciding where to go with it. Hood, the pass to Curry. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, it's hard to know what Seth's going to do when he pulls up this close. He's excellent at making the defense uncomfortable.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. And the first one at the line is good.
And just like his brother Steph, Seth is an impressive bucket getter. I mean, somebody whose role is to shoot and score the ball.
Houston making a switch here. Paul's checked in. And then for the Trailblazers, Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Aminu comes in for Collins. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Rodney Hood. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Houston in the lead. Here's Shumpert. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now, here's Lillard. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Basket counts.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Shumpert. Quick shot there, and it's off target. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Now here's Lillard. And get a load of his scoring totals. Huge numbers for him. An average of just about 29 points a game. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Here's what Portland has lined up on their schedule. On Thursday, they'll be matching up against Mike Conley and the Memphis Grizzlies. And then on Sunday, they'll be taking on Clint Capella and the Houston Rockets.
And for that matchup with the Mavericks, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
Here's the floater, and it's laid in by Paul. Paul's got the lead up to 4 now for Houston. And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the Portland Trailblazers. Lillard outside. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Back to Curry. Over Paul. Curry gets the bucket. Bill, we know in your writing that you love to incorporate pop culture references. How did that begin with you?
Well, it began because in college, I was dropping them in columns and people were responding. I think pop culture probably mattered more when I was in college in the 80s and 90s because, we didn't have the internet back then. It was harder to connect with people you didn't know. Basically, you had sports and pop culture and politics. Those were the three ways. If I'm getting to know you, what are the three things we're going to talk about? I didn't want to talk about politics with anybody, so the other two things for me were sports, pop culture. I was also an only child in the 70s with only 5 or 6 TV channels.
Take a break.
Watching
Take a break.
Brady Bunch, Partridge Family, Sanford and Son, Jefferson's, Good Times, all that stuff. And, that stuff just soaks into your DNA, and that's it.
And the first one at the line is good. And Bill, in talking about the connection between pop culture, sports, and basketball during your career, through it all, you've always been a writer, though, haven't you?
Always been a writer. Only that was the only child of me. The thing is, though, I would have watched more basketball, but basketball wasn't on.
Right.
I try to explain this to people, how lucky they are to be able to watch.
They can't believe these finals were taped away.
Well, but think about the day-to-day, right? Like Magic Johnson. I feel like I saw his whole career, but I really didn't. Like, his first couple years in L.A., I think CBS was only showing, 6 or 7 regular season games.
Sunday afternoons.
In the playoffs, they would bump them off.
Yep.
USA, I think, got the contract in maybe 1982, but for the most part, I love George Gervin. I probably saw him play in person twice, and I saw him on TV maybe 10 times, 12 times. And now I could watch Giannis every day. And if Giannis dunks, I could see it on Twitter 5 minutes later or 5 seconds later.
It's amazing.
So I think people are lucky. You guys should appreciate how lucky you are out there.
You throw good, McCollum.
I like the shiftiness of McCollum. Feels like he can get any shot he wants to. Very efficient as a guard.
That one misses.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
Trailblazers trail by 5. Bill, you've done quite a few player interviews over your life, and I'm sure there are some guys that have surprised you with what they've got to say.
Yeah. I think we're in a really cool generation with basketball players where they're these really thoughtful guys who aren't afraid to share stuff. Some of the guys try to protect their images and their manufactured reputations, I would say, to some degree. But for the most part, the candidness of some of these guys, you can't hide on a podcast. Mm-hmm. If I have you for an hour, you're not going to be able to dodge stuff. You're going to have to talk.
You challenge people, which is that's the beauty of the podcast.
Well, and I don't have notes, so I do it. I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, and we're going. And you got to be ready.
That's how Larry King used to do it. Yeah.
So some guys are ready. Like Durant was great. Durant was ready to talk, and we did 5 podcasts, and everything's on the table with him. But my favorites are, somebody like Kyrie came in, really smart, kind of sort of ready to go, but not totally, but then got into it. And those are usually the best ones.
And here's Harden following the three-pointer by C.J. McCollum. Lob pass to Capella.
And the instincts from the veteran point guard. Chris Paul has tremendous feel for the game and for how to get his teammates the ball when they're open.
And Lillard kicks to McCollum. No good from outside.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And, Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
Now Now here's Harden. He's coming off a 37-point game against Minnesota.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
Yeah, he needs to tell his guys to just box out with some energy. That's basic basketball. They've been lazy on the backboard and have allowed way too many second chance points.
Chance to check out stats for Harden. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run. Second in steals, third in scoring, and such a great distributor and decision maker among the top 10 in assists per game.
And back to your point, number 2 in steals. He's just a tireless worker. Plays that hard-nosed, on-ball defense. Most guys just can't disengage from it. Now, here's Aminu. Pass to Nurkic. McCollum outside. Gets the three-pointer ball. McCollum's got a pair of triples in the second now for Portland.
And they're hitting the long-range shots that they were missing in the first quarter, but still have ground to make up.
Harden, no good.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Harkless kicks to McCollum. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
Greg, that's 3 in a row from out there now, so they've got to do a better job contesting.
Now, here is Harden. His point totals exceed any reasonable expectation. Somehow, he's managed to average about 34.5 points a game. Harden draws the double. The 11-footer. Again, the Rockets score.
And I think they're winning because of him. I mean, he's hitting a lot of his shots right now.
Lillard outside. Portland keeping it alive, a new 24. And Nurkic gets it to go.
Boy, I like seeing that toughness on the offensive glass. Did a nice job judging, anticipating where the miss was going, and then putting it back in. Nicely done.
Now here's Gordon. He's coming off a 16-point game against Minnesota. Here's Lillard. And again, it's Portland converting.
Boy, you have to respect the quickness of Lillard now because he's excellent at using his hands to complement those quick feet to come up with steals.
Harden against McCollum. Paul for 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Nurkic has got 6 rebounds in the game. McCollum kicks to Harkless. 3-pointer. Here's Nurkic, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
And Kevin, they've dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Well, the hustle and the effort, the persistence, all of that paying off in a big way. And that's something that makes a coach smile. Here's
Tucker on the money from 12 feet away. Tucker's got 7 now in this quarter. Blazers on offense. They're on a 12-4 run. Harden against McCollum. Lillard from outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got 3 assists now in this one. Harden kicks to Capella. Now the pass to Paul. Fires from the wing. Kept alive by Houston. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And they really haven't made much of an impact on the offensive glass here in the second quarter. There's been a significant drop-off in that area.
The Rockets shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
Austin Rivers, he's checked in for Paul. That's good from Capella.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect in the line so far here in the second quarter.
Cantor, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. That's on Clint Capella. The Trailblazers shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. 2 shots. The first free throw is good.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And, Greg, definitely that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
And Cantor drops them both.
Great touch from the line. Always important for bigger guys to be able to come through at the stripe.
Here's Harden on the wing. He's guarded by McCollum. Harden's shot is good.
I really appreciate how Harden handles contact, staying in control of his body, and tremendous balance.
Here's Cantor. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Cantor's got 6.
Got to D him up better than that. I mean, when he's got a smaller guy on him inside, that's dinner. Barbecue chicken.
That sounds good. I love that. Now, here is Harden. Rivers finds Capella. Kicks it out to Gordon. From downtown, Collins grabs the miss. Collins has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Lillard. Rebounded by Capella.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Always full of terrific insights. Bill Simmons, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you. My insights, thank you as well.
And Clark, always great to have Bill with us, a content creator who really taps into what the audience is thinking.
Could not agree with you more. Amen to all of that, Kevin. He's got a very loyal fan base and readers and viewers that share his vision, not just on sports, but on life. And that strong connection he has with them is admirable.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Rivers kicks to Harden. He scores for only his 3rd time tonight. Now 3 for 10, taking climb out of the hole.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
Offensive rebound. Here's Lillard. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Lillard's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Tucker can't get it to go. Hood against Gordon. Hood kicks to McCollum. That's a 2 from Lillard. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. And now a 6-point Portland lead.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. Seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers. With their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. High turnovers in the first half, James. I'm sure that ball security will be a focus in the second half.
Yeah, that's still too many turnovers, especially on forced turnovers. So we got to really lock in on our turnovers, make the right play at all times.
James, thanks for the time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.